Hello, everybody, and welcome to H2 Movie Talk. I am Fluffy Duffy, and I am joined here by my British co-host, Dean's Beans.
I'm bloody British, innit?
I'm water Dean. Bottle. Anyways. And today we have on a guest who we know as Liz, but as you guys know, as New to Marvel.
What's up, guys?
What's up? Welcome to the Zoom room.
I can't believe you just said water bottle and
water bottle.
How do you say tattoo?
I don't sound that bad. I say water bottle. Do I? Water bottle.
Do some people say it like that though? Like
They do. My dad would, if you asked him.
Nice.
Keep behind the curtain there.
You're getting a water bottle in it.
Water bottle. Anyway, we've already just fallen into madness.
Just jumped right into it.
That might be a new personal best, to be honest. I'm gonna have to time that. But this is the series of guests' bests, where we have a guest on and we talk about their best movie. And this week on we have Liz, who is also known as New to Marvel, which Harlan has also said. But before we talk about horrible child molesters, let's talk about her for a bit.
About me? What do you want to know?
Oh, trigger warning. Just
oh yeah.
Just if you're watching this, just you're warned.
Yeah. Harlan, do you want to ask the first question?
Yes. Okay. So I have a lot of, well, not a lot of questions, but I'm very intrigued to ask you some questions about your TikTok account. So
okay, cool.
I have a feeling this question might lead into two parts. But what got you started on TikTok?
So I had this random TikTok account that I'm not going to tell anybody about, where I was just making really weird things, and it was fun. Like it's low-key addicting if you actually take the time to think about it. But I wasn't enjoying it. Like, I don't know. I was trying to be funny and nobody thought I was funny, so that sucks.
Right.
And so I'd always wanted to watch
Marvel
movies. Yeah, I'm sorry. Shouldn't have brought that up.
Just to the not being funny.
Just hit a soft spot.
To the not being funny bit, you know.
Yeah, you're just getting defensive. It's fine.
He gets like that sometimes. Let's get used to it.
But yeah, so I wanted to be on TikTok in general, and I hadn't seen I'd seen two of the Marvel movies. I'd seen Black Panther and Spider-Man: Homecoming, and I was like, you know what? There's a giant fan base for this, and I like Star Wars and stuff, and I've seen how in-depth people can get about these analyses, and I'm really into nitpicking stuff. I was like, let's just have fun. And then next thing you know, it was kind of blown up and people were watching me cry on TikTok live while I was watching movies.
That's awesome. So going back to people watching you cry on TikTok live, what was was your success on TikTok almost immediate when you started your account, or was there a specific video?
So it was not a ton at first. I got to 1,000 where I could actually stream within the first day because people were really excited. And then I asked, should I do chronological or release order? And that just caused everybody to just yell at me all the time in my comments. And I still get those videos on my For You page. I still get notifications.
Which one should I? That's me liking it.
After that, it was pretty steady. There wasn't a ton, maybe 20 viewers. And then I got banned from TikTok Live for copyright. And so then I had to wait a week, but my school was starting the next week. So then I had to watch 15, 20 movies in this 1 week time span. So I was just streaming all day, every day. And it was exhausting, but because every time somebody scrolled on TikTok, they saw me watching a movie, they were like, oh crap. And then that's kind of when I blew up.
So is that...
So if you want to get famous on TikTok, I guess just do nothing and watch movies and stream yourself.
There you go.
I've not streamed on TikTok in ages, I keep thinking about that.
What, TikTok Live?
I haven't done a TikTok Live in months.
Dude, I did one for 30 minutes a couple weeks ago. But that was it.
Well, yeah, so not a lot of things start on TikTok Lives, like this podcast, isn't it, Harlan?
Yes, TikTok. Yeah, this podcast was from TikTok Live.
Fun facts there. Okay, yeah. So I've seen
Here are
like
some
you
fun facts about HG Movie Talk. Sorry.
That's all I wanted. So thank you.
I get him to do that impression a lot, actually. So, um,
Impression of myself.
oh yeah, that's a good point. So what I was going to ask is, like, I've seen you talk about this for a few times, but I don't know if you've actually said like a definitive answer on it. Are you happy now to be just the person that can talk about only Marvel, or would you prefer to be able to talk about more movie things?
Yeah, I actually had just commented this on somebody's post like literally 2 minutes before joining this. Like ideally I would be able to talk about all movies. But the algorithm is not happy with me whenever I even like attempt to do it. But I have been branching out a little bit more. It's also like weird, like figuring out filming styles, like, and the algorithm's just random. But I do like talking about Marvel because there is so much to talk about. But yeah, I'm trying to fit in a couple other projects here and there.
So I imagine it's hard because like your branding in a sense is like
Yeah,
Marvel.
right. And I mean,
So-
like, thankfully they have like a billion things coming out. So
Right. And
that's cool.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. But when you have Marvel in your username, you're kind of
yeah.
confined to the restraints. But I don't mind it. I'm always like, I feel like every time I scroll on TikTok, I see something new that I like didn't notice before.
Mm,
And that's just how it is when you have like 23 movies or whatever.
right.
Good stuff.
So regarding Marvel, I have seen on your TikTok that Shang-Chi has taken #1. That's correct.
Yeah, I
Um,
wouldn't. Okay, maybe not #1, but like #3.
#3. Okay. Okay. Then what is your #1?
#1 would be Infinity War.
It's in both of our top 5s, isn't it? That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
We did this a few weeks ago, and I don't remember the things you say to
Yeah.
me. Yeah. I Shang-Chi is in my top 5 too. So I think. Yeah.
I haven't like reanalyzed. I haven't like done a list since Shang-Chi came out, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'd be in my top 5.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Sure.
So why it's like what makes Infinity War better than Shang-Chi?
I think
in your
for
opinion?
me, the fact that like it was so seamlessly, like in my opinion, put together where like they were able to fit in characters in so like easily where it made sense, where I wasn't like questioning things, and it felt like every scene had a very like specific purpose, which most Marvel movies do, but it just felt like that to the extreme. Where Shang-Chi, obviously second and third act, like blew me away. No spoilers or anything, but I felt like the first act, it was a little like slower than I'd wanted it to be, but also it is an intro movie, so
Right. I mean, it's hard to.
Yeah. I mean, it really is just like slim pickings at this point. Like
Right. It's like comparing a 98 to a 99.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I think you are in quite a unique position here, because there is a chance that you are the only person in the world who has experienced all the Marvel movies in the way that you have. But there might be other people, but because you've become popular from it as well, I think that does put you in a unique position. Did you get anything spoiled for you before you watched stuff, or?
I had a pretty good like fan base where I had like moderators on the chat. And so if anybody, because people would try really hard. And they'd be like, don't look, or they would like delete them from the chat. So like luckily when I was watching the movies, I didn't have anything. I didn't know about like any of the big deaths or anything. I didn't know about Tony or Natasha. Hopefully nobody's being spoiled right now, but whatever.
How are they watching this?
I know. But like I knew who like Thanos was. Like I knew he was the big bad. So whenever I saw him in glimpses, I was like, oh, I know that guy.
Right.
And then like Loki was pretty much spoiled for me because like you can't avoid all of the multiverse stuff on your For You page.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't really know like what the plot was. Otherwise, not too much.
Was the ending of Infinity War spoiled for you at all, or was that a surprise?
It was not spoiled. I really just
that's
like
amazing.
I did not even like care. Like I remember when it came out, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like Because at that point I was like, oh, there's like a two dozen movies, and I don't know anything.
When Endgame, like, I'm surprised like nothing was spoiled for you, because when Endgame came out, like, spoilers for Endgame, warning.
I think we've already
But
said a
guys,
whole
come
bunch of
on,
spoilers
why
for
are you
Endgame.
this far into the video? But kids were literally running down the hallway screaming, "Iron Man died!" Like that
Really?
was like how bad
I
spoilers
mean, to be
were.
fair, I was in college at that point, so
Oh, okay.
so
you got
'cause
that.
I'm old, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
not
no,
that
but
old.
like it.
I can imagine if I were in high school, like it would have been everywhere.
Yeah, I feel it's
That's
also just partially just, I don't know, I feel like we notice these things because we're aware of them. I think if anyone ran past you when Endgame came out and shouted that Iron Man dies, you probably would have just forgotten about
I've been
it.
like, whatever. Like,
Yeah, like you
Sure.
would have, it's not something you would have gone to remember that.
Yeah.
Or when
Exactly.
I'm famous on TikTok and
yeah, let me just spoil myself real quick.
so should we okay, no, before, so a lot of people I think are like very quickly they know what their favorite movie is, like me, for example. And then other people don't have on, which I get. I understand that's a very big commitment to make. I'm making it sound like I'm marrying someone now.
Maybe.
So I asked you and you had a tricky time deciding it. Do you want to just quickly mention some others you would have talked about otherwise?
It's a hard one. I don't know. I actually, so I told you about this, but I just recently watched Sorry to Bother You. And that one was going to be up there until I don't know if you've seen it, Harlan, but the ending part just is weird.
I haven't seen it. Just so you
okay.
know,
Well, so like the first 3/4 of the movie is like one of my favorite movies of all time. And then the ending, it just like kind of like made me want to vomit a little bit.
It didn't stick the landing.
Yeah. So like if we take just the first 3/4, I would say that one is probably my favorite movie. But I don't think that counts.
This isn't. I was gonna try to do a pun, but it's just not gonna work out for me there.
But yeah, I really liked 1917 when it came out. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's off the top
like
of my head.
Top 10 movies for me, definitely.
Yeah, I'm a big fan whenever people do stuff that's like shot all in one take.
Yeah.
Or like at least seemingly shot all in one take.
Even though 1917 has a clear cut in the middle of the movie, it's 2 shots.
I think I was blinking. I think I was blinking during that, so I missed that, unfortunately.
Really annoys me. Sorry. This isn't a spoiler, but there's
You're
a bit
right
in
there,
1917 where I think the main character he either falls asleep or like, he gets knocked out, and the screen just goes black for a moment.
Yeah,
if you're gonna do a gimmick movie, at least commit to it.
Maybe I also blacked out during that moment. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. That's good enough.
I was method watching.
Okay, I mean everybody already knows what your favorite movie is because it says it in the title and it will be in the little thumbnail and everything else. It's Spotlight, a movie I don't think I'd even heard of. But do you want to talk to us about how you first saw this movie and about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the reason why it's one of my favorite movies is because of my movie watching experience, like kind of helped really shape it. But I saw it when I was in college, which I guess it's just reliving my glory days now because I've mentioned it twice. But my college has a movie theater on campus, or did. I graduated because again, I'm old. And so they did like a pre-screening of it or something like before it came out. And I was like, sure, I'll go watch it. I literally knew nothing about this movie. And I showed up and it's a very intense plot. Maybe not intense, but like sad, depressive. Like, it's not like a thriller by any means, but very, very emotional. And then I don't know if are we doing spoilers for this? Whatever.
Sure, spoilers.
At the end.
Spoilers.
We're talking about a movie, so you should probably know what happens in the movie. I don't know. Spoilers. So at the end, it's based on a true story. So at the end, they put all of the different like locations where all of these priests had to be like investigated for the same, child molestation or whatever. And it was literally just screen after screen after screen. And like, it just blew me away. And I was like in this audience with all like, frat boys and college kids that just wanted a free movie. And we're sitting there and like the silence, it was like a vacuum the way it was. And it just like blew me away. And ever since then, it's been one of my top movies.
That's so cool. I am so
and also so fucked up, but
no. So I did like say this to Harlan before. Like I said, I never heard of this movie before. And when you said it, I just looked it up on my phone. I didn't
Mhm.
read anything about it. I looked at the cast actually. And I was like, that's a very good cast. And then
Yeah.
didn't do anything else. And I started this movie last night and I did not have a clue at all what it was about. And I got just some like the phrase that pops into my mind, which I don't think actually makes sense, is like tonal whiplash. Like I was just like, what? Oh, just
Yeah.
got me out of nowhere.
No, I think that should be a term if it's not, because it's a very good,
Thanks,
assessment.
But I was just like, it really just threw me for a loop because I didn't really know what kind of movie I was in for. And then at midnight last night, I was crying by myself while watching those screens.
Yeah. Like it literally just hits you like a brick, because it's based on a true story, but then like actually kind of seeing it in a sense.
Like one of the towns was like an hour away from my house.
Yeah.
I was looking and I was like, oh, I know someone that literally because the UK isn't huge, but like they name like 4 or 5 places in the UK. And I was like, oh, I know people who live in 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I was like it's not. Anyway, before we talk about this movie anymore, Harlan, do you want to talk about the cheery subject we will be tackling today?
Oh boy, I'd love to. So basically, this movie's called Spotlight, and it follows this like, what do you want to call it? Like branch of the Boston Globe newspaper, where they take a story and they investigate it for like up to a year, and just like it's this huge piece. It's a spotlight piece that goes in this newspaper called the Boston Globe. And then this new editor comes on, new editor chief, or I don't know what his term is. It's played by Leaf Schneider, that guy who plays Sabretooth in X-Men Origins Wolverine. He's great. But the new guy comes in and he's like, listen, Spotlight team, I want you to drop what you're doing and I want you to sue the Catholic Church for molesting children, as we kind of mentioned earlier. And then this one little thing turns into this huge thing that basically they go up against the entire Catholic Church. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
How was that,
good.
Dean?
That was a good explanation. I came up with this now, and this might not be a fun idea, but I feel like I should try and start with something fun before we depress everyone. Okay.
Is it a story?
No, we're gonna play a game.
Oh.
Okay. So, looking at the cast list here, the first 6 names all appeared in Marvel movies. Okay. I'll get rid of Liev Schreiber because you've already mentioned him. So that makes 5 actors in this are in the MCU.
Oh,
you guys can take it in turns to not only name the actor, but name their character. Okay.
Okay.
No cheating. Does Liv want to go first as our guest?
Yeah. Okay, so I know Stanley Tucci was Dr. Erskine in the first Avenger.
Or going for
Tucci.
the obscure one first. Good job. Yeah. Go on,
Do
Harlan.
I have to say the exact name of the character?
Just try your best.
Just try your best. I haven't written any rules. There's no prize. Just,
We'll just make fun of you if you get it wrong.
I'll go for the safe one. Mark Ruffalo. Bruce Banner. Mark Ruffalo.
I was going to come up with a dumb name for Bruce Banner, but well done. That is also correct. Okay, Liv.
Okay, so Rachel McAdams is Dr. Palmer.
Yeah, that was the one I was going to be.
Yeah, right. The only well done. What's her first name? Dr. Palmer.
Christine?
Yeah,
maybe?
the only reason I know that is because the last episode of What
It's
If.
because the new What If, where he's like, Christine.
See, I'm an idiot, so. Okay, Michael Keaton, the Vulture.
Yeah. What's the Vulture's name? I know this one without even looking it up, so you better. Spider-Man boy. Sorry.
Spider-Man boy.
Oh, come on.
Boy. Do you know it, Liv?
No, that's the Iron Man 3
I
though.
don't.
Aldrich Killian. I know it.
Oh my god, I had it on my mind. Aldrich Killian. I literally was thinking, oh, that's it, villain from Iron Man 3.
It starts with the same 2 letters as Aldrich Killian.
Oh, I am right. Okay, thank God. I am right. Aldrich Killian.
If Liv gets it, she can jump in here.
I don't
Oh my
know.
God.
Not off the top of my head. I can Google things. I think that's cheating, though.
I just think this is funny because Harlan is supposed to be a big Spider-Man fan, but he is going to have
Screw
to.
Tom Holland, man. Who gives us? I'm a
Maybe he's listening
know
right
me.
now.
Hey
Yeah,
Tom.
you're ruining our chance of getting Michael Keaton on this podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
We know that
He's great friends with Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. It's a running joke that Willem Dafoe is a big fan of ours.
Oh.
And he keeps asking to be on the podcast, but he's not allowed because he doesn't have any TikTok followers. No one knows who he is.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you, you guys.
Yeah, just tell me.
It's Adrian Toomes.
Ah, Adrian.
Okay, Liv, do you want to go next?
I don't know who's the
one
last
left.
one.
Wait,
know.
okay. Let me think about this.
I was like, I don't even know.
Leaf Schneider doesn't count.
See, the one I didn't recognize is Stanley Tucci, and I knew, like, I was watching this time movie, and I was like, which one's Stanley Tucci? And that's the one I wouldn't have got if you asked me this with no preparation.
I'm just a big stan of Stanley Tucci.
I did get this one.
You did get this one.
The actor is John Slattery,
Who?
and he plays Howard Stark, one of them.
Like not like the old one, but not the young one.
other guy. The guy
Because I
who's
kept on looking at him, and I was like, he doesn't look right without a mustache.
yeah, that's because he's Howard Stark. One of them. There's two of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
Anyway, child molestation.
Anyway.
Oh, sorry. I need to stop making jokes about this, but it's difficult, you know. No, it's not.
hard.
That's not what I meant to say. It's just.
It's a hard subject.
Yeah,
on,
it's just
come
not.
on,
It's
come
a
on,
subject that I'm trying to make light of, so I don't have to depress myself. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like I'm
You
not.
don't want to cry.
I'm not actually trying to make fun of the situation. I'm just trying to not, think about it too much. And now I am. Someone else can talk now, please.
So Dean told me it was Spotlight, which I watched. I've seen this movie before. I mean, I watched in the lamest way possible, which was in my room on my phone. You know what I mean? But it was better the second time, in my opinion, because I think. Well, the reason I watched Spotlight was because I had heard it's like one of the best movies of like the 2010s or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I gotta watch this. And I think I enjoyed it more my second time because I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, and I wasn't expecting like the Godfather of Michael Keaton. So, but either way, it's like this is on my Blu-ray list, which is movies I need to have on Blu-ray. That's the end all be all for movies to be on my my list.
Well,
Yeah.
see, my list.
They're like Oscars, Blu-ray.
My be all
Fluffy
end
Duffy.
all of lists is so the first YouTube video I ever did was my top 50 movies of all time, and I have that list on my phone, and every time I watch a movie that's like I think deserves to be on that list, I have to go through the list, choose which one to get rid of, and then add that new movie. And I did that to Spotlight today.
Wait, hold on, Dean.
So what did you get rid of?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and what was it? Maybe it was something like, I don't know. I'm going to have a look and see if I get any memories just by looking at the list. What were you going to ask, Harlan?
Dean.
Yeah.
When I made you watch Prisoners.
That made it on the list.
Oh my God, thank God. Woo! That was a close one.
I have a controversial opinion about that movie.
Oh.
Because I just watched it the other day.
Oh, okay, go on. I want argument. Sorry.
I think it would have been better if Jake Gyllenhaal was not cast. I didn't like it. Like, I liked what he did with the character, but the entire time I was just like, that's Jake Gyllenhaal. And like, I don't know.
To be fair, the only message I sent Harlan about this.
Are you muting yourself right now? And
yeah, he's muted himself. He does that
I did
a lot.
not mute myself.
He does it a lot. The only time I the one message I sent Harlan about this movie was, hey, isn't that you didn't tell me Mysterio is in this movie. When's he gonna start using his drones?
I liked the movie. I thought Hugh Jackman was great. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was good. I just
You not like Jake Gyllenhaal?
I don't dislike him. I don't know. I just maybe it was just the haircut.
How
was
do you
weird
not
for me,
like
and that
James
really just turned me off.
Gyllenhaal?
How do you not see? No.
It's his twin brother, actually.
Okay.
I don't know.
I feel like that this podcast is definitely going to have some tonal whiplash because constantly we go off track.
We're
and then
going
we're
back
going
and
to come
forth.
back onto track and go. Anyway, let's talk about.
Okay, so getting back onto Spotlight, I'll take the reins. What is so, Liz? I mean, we can go down the line if we want, but what was your favorite aspect of this movie?
I think I feel like it was really the way Dean put it. The best way was just like the tonal whiplash, like just the solemnness throughout the movie, and like I guess there is like a good ending, but also not at the same time. Like I don't know, like just how impactful it was for me. I think was.
Can I go next? I kind of have two, but I'll narrow it down to one. I think because I haven't seen this movie before, I think what really stood out to me is the way they present you the information bit by bit. So like at the start, there's like, there's one child molester, a priest, and then they go, there's what is it, like 9 or 11 or something like that, and then they go 4 and then 9, and then at the end of the movie there's been 249, and then I feel like that's the bit that shocked me the most because it just kept ramping up and up and up, and the entire time I'm just getting more and more invested and just getting more and more angry. I think this is, I feel like like I said, I feel like the emotion I felt the most throughout this movie was anger.
Right.
More than anything.
From all the cover up. I mean, like it was just every single person knew. Like
I'm getting angry
and like that.
now.
What was it, like the yearbook scene or whatever, when they were just going through and they're just like crossing names off? I don't remember if it was actually a yearbook or whatever it was.
Well, it was like
it was something.
The attendance sheet of all priests ever.
So Harlem, go on, what was your favorite element? I do have a second answer that I will share once you've given yours.
I think although I don't think there's a single part about this movie where I'm like, oh, that could have been done differently. Like I can't think of anything, but I think the thing that I appreciated the most is how like every victim that they brought in had like a different story and a different way to look at it all. That really, I mean, obviously there's no way we can ever completely fathom how bad this could be for a person, but they did a pretty good job getting us pretty close to it.
My other answer was going to be Mark Ruffalo, because I think he does an amazing job. There's especially like 1 or 2 scenes, but I think throughout he does an amazing job in this movie. Like there's not a weak member of the cast. I think they all do excellent, but Mark Ruffalo for me was the highlight. And he's never been an actor in the past when I've gone, he's incredible.
Right. I watched this on Amazon.
Same.
You don't need to one-up me there, Dean.
That wasn't one-upping. That was equaling. Okay.
And
we'll talk about this.
Oh my god! What the hell, dude? Do I have to explain what just happened?
Yeah.
Yes.
I told my girlfriend I was going on this podcast, and I was like, just so you know, there's a video, like you can come in, but like, I mean, just so you know, you'll be on camera. And I just felt something touch my leg, and it's because she crawled under the table to say hi to me. And she scared the living crap out of me. Anyway,
classic.
Sorry for ruining the podcast.
No,
sorry
you're
for the jump scare of whoever's listening.
That really broke the tension. Talking about tonal whiplash.
I looked down and there was a hand at my ankle. Like, sorry. She said she's sorry. Anyway, we can continue with Mark Ruffalo or whatever we were talking about.
I don't even remember now.
Mark Ruffalo, what a guy, what an actor. So we're talking. Anyways, I remember. So Amazon, like one of they had like fun facts pop up sometimes on like the sidebar, and the man that Mark Ruffalo was playing said that like looking at Mark Ruffalo's performance, it was like literally looking in like a funhouse mirror, is how he put it.
Really?
That's cool.
Insane. I can imagine like being those people and watching like yourself. Like that's gotta be weird to begin with, but
right.
Especially
and,
if it's a good movie, then you're like, shit.
a movie that I recently watched, Ford v Ferrari. It was good. But I made fun facts about it, a video about it, and a lot of people in my comments were like, half this movie didn't happen. Like it was like
Yeah.
very much fictionalized. But if what I hear is correct about this movie, practically none of it is, which is really
Really?
interesting.
That's the hard thing with like real life movies is like how much they have to
Yeah.
like fathom. But
Right.
And I feel like I don't know. Just sorry, just thinking out how to word this. A lot of when you're watching a movie and then there's a scene, a lot of the time, if it feels a bit out of place, you'd go, "Why have the directors chosen to include this scene?" And most of the time, the answer would be, "Oh, because it's foreshadowing to this." Well, it will be foreshadowing to this moment that happens later on. But then in this movie, I got a few moments like that. Not moments that really took me out of the film or made me like the film any less. But then most times the conclusion I came to in my own mind is because I was like, oh, this is a true story. They're probably just including these sort of things to legitimize it. But then when you're watching like something like Bohemian Rhapsody, that a lot of that didn't happen, and they shifted the story they shifted the events to tell a better story. Where I think this movie kind of didn't do any of that from what I've gleaned.
Right. I mean, obviously we could be missing stuff.
Yeah.
But like
I
from what
wasn't
I've been able to pick up on. Yeah.
I wasn't alive for some of this movie, so.
Me either.
when did it happen? Because I know that that 9/11 happened in the middle of it, so it probably
That's
started.
what I'm
like,
going off. Yeah, I wasn't alive.
I was born in 97, so.
I was not.
Oh, sorry. Sucks to be you, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh yeah, sorry, you win this for living through 9/11. Well done.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank God we didn't record this podcast on Saturday.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
11/9.
That was just another part of the movie that I was like, obviously this is important because they had to stop, their investigation.
Yeah.
But like in movies where they bring up 9/11, you never expect it. And then it just happens.
Besides Mark Ruffalo, because you already made your case with that one. Who gives your favorite performance in this movie?
Let me think about it.
I am going to say Nana.
Nana, like Rachel McAdams Nana.
Yeah, because that was so sad.
Because I remember thinking that I really liked Rachel McAdams' performance because of like the whole like dichotomy of like, was raised Christian and now there's all these things happening.
Right.
Nana. Was her name actually Nana in the movie, or did she have a real name?
Well, that's what she refers to her as. That's what Rachel McAdams' character refers to her as.
Okay.
But like I think what made that scene so impactful for me at least is like they showed us like what like because earlier in the story it said like, yeah, my Nana goes to church 3 times a week. Like she is like a hardcore Christian, and like even she is like, I would feel like the immediate response of if I was a huge churchgoer would be like, oh, screw you. This is like, what is this? But like you can't with this. It's like such a huge piece.
Right. I mean, things are different nowadays. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Can I give a second name, please, of people that I like? It's an actor who I didn't recognize, and that's Brian DAC James, who's the guy with the mustache who's on the Spotlight team. I really like some of his stuff of worrying about the neighborhood kids and putting stuff up in the fridge and things like that. I think he didn't have as big a part to play in this movie, but I think he did it really well. Well, he definitely had a bigger part to play than Nana, but
She's
who is that guy?
I googled him and he played Shrek in Shrek the Musical.
Oh no way, that's the Shrek guy? Like the one on Broadway? Oh, that's cool.
Your reaction to that was like
Are you serious?
That's Shrek.
Like you're telling me that's Austin Powers? Groovy, baby.
Doing such a good job of he's such a good actor that you just do not recognize Mike Myers in this role. Liz, do you have Yeah. Anyone else? I mean, they're all great.
Yeah,
Liz,
I
do
don't
you
think
have...
there was any like bad performance by any
No,
means. Like I
not at
felt
all.
like very moved by every single person.
Yeah, yeah. Out of the main cast, I would also go as far to say there's no bad, like there's no just good performance.
Right.
I would say my least favorite. I don't. Least favorite is a hard term because they're all like wonderful. But if I was had to choose my least favorite out of the Spotlight crew, I'd probably go Michael Keaton, just because he plays Michael Keaton. Like his character, just like what I've come to know him from the actor, is just like kind of exudes Michael Keatonism. But that's just me.
I kind of see that. I kind of get what you mean, yeah. But I just love Michael Keaton.
Oh, me too.
So-
I love me some Michael Keatonism. But like looking at somebody who Mark Ruffalo, who like almost like completely transforms, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
I get
like,
that. Something I did really like about this movie is the small glimpses we get into like each of their home lives. Like we don't get given away a lot, but like we'd get like maybe half a scene with each of it, and they don't like there's no exposition about it. It's just a part of it. And I think by like really sidelining that in the story does a good job of showing us what their life is actually like.
right. And
because I mean, how much do you take home with you? You know.
Yeah.
Right. And it's perfect how they do it, because like it's just enough to make you understand why they're doing what they're doing. But it's like literally nothing more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like half the reason they show the family is just to show you how much that some of the Spotlight team are ignoring them.
Right.
To like get to the bottom of this.
It's like, is it like alluded to that Mark Ruffalo like has like a wife
he's
and
living
kids?
without his wife, and
right.
he's married.
And
did
Rachel
the Catholic Church ever like say anything about this? Do you guys know?
There's I can have a quick. You guys keep talking now.
I'm just curious.
There's a list on Letterboxd of movies the Catholic Church has banned, and there's a lot of ones on there which you wouldn't expect, which is quite funny. But I'm sure this movie would definitely be on the list.
Liz, what's your favorite cereal?
Well, besides Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I guess.
Right. I mean, obviously.
Obviously. Let me think. I feel like Fruit Loops is a good contender.
Okay.
I will say I'm always
sugar.
That's a good one.
Cereal.
Yeah, I mean,
shut up, Gene. Black currant.
Although I think Fruit Loops would be better if each color was actually a different flavor rather than all just
that'd be a little
flavor.
That'd be a little, I don't know, maybe.
Be like eating Skittles.
Right. But like with milk.
So actually, it
I don't eat
doesn't.
cereal too much.
So I can't actually find from my quick look a response from like the actual Catholic Church, not like
Okay.
the Pope or any of. But there's been mixed with some people obviously going the way you'd think, and then other people going the way everyone else who watches this movie did. And
Right.
There's some people who've been annoyed by this movie because it gives the impression that the Spotlight team unearthed the issue before anyone else did. And in Australia, they were dealing with it a lot earlier and things like that. But there's nothing like that comes up going quick.
Interesting.
How dare they? Blah, blah, blah.
So what are you able to pull up that list of I am like the Catholic Church has banned?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it was like a meme thing because a lot of them are really dumb.
Number 1, Shrek the Musical.
Like I remember Tag being on there because in Tag someone fakes a miscarriage. Here we go. I've got the list.
Oh, so this is what we're getting into. Okay.
Yeah, but like no, but like
that movie,
that's
but...
one. That's the only one I remember. And when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, kind of makes sense. No, I mean all of them are justified if you think about it from the perspective of the Catholic Church. But you know, the 40-year-old virgin.
Okay.
Baywatch, Birds of Prey, and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, Bohemian Rhapsody, both Borats.
Okay.
Both Deadpool movies.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, what? What do they do in
No,
Dumb
sorry,
and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber 2, I should say.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I'll look what they specifically say about Dumb and Dumber 2. There's a joke in Dumb and Dumber 2 that whatever Harry and Lloyd don't know what sex is.
I
Which
feel like
I
that
think
should
is
be
very
pro Catholic. They don't know what it
They
is.
were
They're
like,
not
they
doing
were like,
it.
oh yeah, this person could be our child, and then it turns out it's not because they didn't know what sex is the entire time, and they know. Okay, Dumb and Dumber 2. The film contains pervasive sexual and much scatological humor, some of it involving bestiality and other aberrations. I don't really remember that movie.
Well, I
Hitman's
feel like-
Bodyguard, John Wick,
Oh,
just
why?
because of the violence. Love, Simon. Oh, I wonder why that one is.
Ooh.
Couldn't tell you.
Rocket Man, Bohemian Rhapsody, Step Brothers,
Probably
The Suicide
drum
Squad.
scene. The
Are you
Suicide
telling me
Squad?
they don't like
Yeah.
Elton John?
Should I read
Is-
this? Do they not like? The film contains a romanticized view of homosexual relationships.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez. Because there isn't a romanticization of like regular relationships, right?
I love how it goes. It's like sorry. I'm just
They're
going to
gonna
add
ban
a
your
word in
podcast
here.
now.
I'm going to add a word in here which makes complete sense in the sentence. Okay. This film contains a romanticized view of homosexual romantic relationships. Oh, I love that. Love that. Okay. Sorry. Oh, good times. Not really.
More.
I'm looking now. Give me a second, man.
Sorry.
Sorry. There's a few movies there. There's quite a few which I have no idea what they are. Bad
Oh,
Boys
okay.
for Life,
Oh, I never saw that one.
Baywatch.
You already said Baywatch.
Did I? Oh, okay, there you go.
Well, there's multiple Baywatches.
So I want to
Oh,
know
that's
why.
true. Fair. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it's the new one. That's the only one on here. It looks like
I never saw that one.
Bohemian Rhapsody, Booksmart, Brightburn, Brokeback Mountain,
Yeah.
Huh, weird.
Call Me by Your Name. I wonder why that's on there.
I couldn't tell you. That one's pretty sexual, I will say.
I haven't seen
Sexual
it.
in general. My girlfriend was just telling me about one of the scenes last night that involves a peach because I have never seen the movie either.
I've heard of
Very
this
gross.
scene and I haven't seen the movie either.
Yeah.
Both Deadpools. This is such interesting content. Sorry. There's like, I don't think there's anyone here where I'm like, well, just the one that got me was Tag, I think, because the way I explain the scene obviously makes it sound worse than it is. Tag's a fun movie. Oh, this one's really surprising. The 50 Shades trilogy. No way. They put
really?
Footloose.
Well, they're straight.
No way. Did they really put Footloose?
They put
No
Footloose
dancing
on
allowed.
this list.
It's
How,
literally about dancing.
what's wrong with doing a bit of dancing? They put Glee on the list.
You should ask God. Okay, you know what? That's fair. Anybody should reject Glee.
Yeah, that's not like a religious thing. That it would be funny if the note just said it's bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough
Can
of
you
that.
imagine?
I'll jump in if I find any more, but I think once
I
again we
wonder
are
how
trying
they feel about
to
the Book of Mormon.
we're trying
Love
to
it.
jump
Sound
away
like-
from the severity of the topic we are talking about.
We're like, what about Shrek?
Shrek isn't on the list, thankfully.
Oh, A Clockwork Orange is banned from the Catholic Church.
What is, sorry?
A Clockwork Orange.
It's interesting.
Have you seen that movie, Dean?
No.
I think it's banned in your country.
Really?
Yeah. I saw something. Because have you ever seen A Clockwork Orange, Liz?
I googled
No.
Clockwork Oranges and it's telling me it's showing in a cinema near me on Friday.
Oh, so I'm wrong. It's the most brutal movie I've ever seen.
All I know,
could ban a
the one
movie.
thing I remember about Clockwork Orange, and this kind of tells you what my life, no, not meant anymore actually, what my life used to be like. All I know is the most expensive pop vinyl of all time is off the guy in this movie.
Oh,
So if you guys could ban a movie, what movie would you ban?
Oh, that's a good question. If I could ban a movie. Oh, what would you go with, Harlan? Maybe Holmes and Watson.
yeah, Holmes and Watson. Just so
I don't know
just
if
so
you're aware
nobody
of
can
this,
see
but
it.
every 3 weeks, Harlan and I watch a bad movie and we talk about it, and
Oh yeah,
it's not been going well.
I've never seen Holmes and Watson. I heard it was bad.
It's one of
but-
my least, like, bottom 3 movies I've ever seen: Holmes and Watson,
Really?
Artemis Fowl, and Cats.
I haven't seen either of them. I've seen Holmes and Watson, of course, but I have not
Maybe like the
seen-
new Space Jam movie that hurt me.
I didn't think that one was that bad.
I
didn't think it was great.
It was partially
but-
because I watched half of it and then had to in the cinema, and then had to watch the other half like weeks later.
See, because they don't have HBO Max.
Oh yeah.
And also
everything's
my
weird
cinema
over
was
there.
evacuated.
Why was your cinema evacuated again? Was there like a fire?
Well, I'm not sure. All I can tell you for certain is that it wasn't for gun violence.
Okay.
Yikes.
I'm that one might stay in. That wasn't too bad.
Hey, well, my movie I would ban. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Birdemic.
I've heard of it.
The one with the
It-
terrible CGI.
It's like it like looks like clip art.
oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna add that to our list of bad movies, Harlan.
No,
It's-
Dean.
It's great in every way.
Oh,
I keep
I don't-
adding to this list.
Birdemic.
Like my life would be better if I never watched it. But
Birdemic. Shot.
Honestly,
no!
I've gotten what was the movie that I got really angry at? Holmes and Watson. I was like sitting here shouting.
I feel like Birdemic almost feels more like a YouTube like thing rather than an actual movie. But then you got to remember, like, this was on DVD, and
Yeah.
then you're like, oof.
But it's on Amazon Prime for free, Dean.
Ooh,
Don't
okay.
tempt me. I can't.
Birdemic UK. 'Cause you're dumb.
There's also a sequel. Don't worry.
What's it called? Birdemic.
Too.
Oh wait.
Oh, that's boring. I like it when they do fun names.
That one
you
has
know.
more nudity in it. Fun fact.
more.
More.
I guess there was
That's
slight
implying
nudity
some
in the first
things.
one.
Oh, it's not free for you, Dean.
How much do I have to pay for this? You were the one that had to pay to watch Holmes and Watson.
Yeah, I did. So £3.49. So $3.49. Wait, 3 point. What do you call cents? Like
Pence.
Wait,
Pennies.
pence?
Pennies.
So £3.49.
You'd say pence.
Pence.
Or p. You'd say p, I think.
Huh. Okay. Well, it's $3.49.
Thanks.
Definitely worth it.
Oh, don't tempt me. Okay, does anyone have okay, so this is your favorite movie, Liv, and I've asked this question to all of our guests so far, and I think we've probably got like a 50-50 answer rate. What is do you have a least favorite thing about this movie? And if so, what is it?
Let me think. I feel like I don't.
Do you not? It's interesting because I get that. Like there's I've talked about this in the past where there's movies which I consider perfect and like I wouldn't change anything.
I feel like, and I haven't watched it like super recently. I feel like if I watched it last night, I'd probably have like a critique or two.
Yeah,
Yeah. But off the top of my head.
it's
I
interesting.
think if I had to choose one thing I didn't like about this movie, and it's honestly being nitpicking and kind of a flaw on my part as a viewer too, there are a lot of names and characters that come into this story that if you're not paying very close attention, it's super easy to get confused.
That's true. I can see that. Well, yeah, I get that. And there'd be times where like Mark Ruffalo is standing at a desk and you're like, what's he here for again?
Yeah. He's like, what is he doing there? Oh, okay. So there's a lot of that, but like if you're paying attention and like
If
taking
you were in a
notes.
cinema, it wouldn't have been an issue. But like if you're
Right.
just
If you're watching with friends, if you choose this movie to watch with friends.
yeah, this is a great movie to watch with friends,
Yeah.
Shoulder to cry on. And I'm gonna say this. This isn't me being like, oh, I'm a big tough man, look at me. But I don't cry at movies. Like I don't cry full stop.
Oh, look at you, a big tough man with your
But this movie did get to me. Like I could like the movies I've actually cried at, I could count on two hands. Maybe less. But just because I don't cry, that's not how I respond to emotions. But this movie did get to me.
So wait, I want you to do me a favor.
Okay.
Think about how you would cry at a movie.
Think about
now.
how.
Think about how
Okay.
you would.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to think about how you would cry at a movie if you grew up in Italy.
Mamma mia, this movie is so sad.
Mamma mia, it's a sad movie. Meatball. Something like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was just curious.
I feel so sorry whenever we do this as a guest.
Is that like method acting? It's going great.
We have.
You know what? I should have just picked Mamma Mia as my favorite instead. We would have had a much better time.
I mean, that's Greece, but whatever. As the European here, I feel like I have to.
They're all the same, right, Liz?
I've never been
Yes.
to Greece, but I've been to Italy.
Sorry. How many reoccurring bits do we have here?
Two,
We have
no, three.
we
One
have
that
three.
the viewers don't know about, which we will not share yet. We have three reoccurring bits. So Willem Dafoe, doing Italian accents every week, and then one
We
that
can't
we
say
will
the
not, we
last.
can't say the last one.
Okay.
We could tell you, but we'll tell
It's a
you.
surprise.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll
The very
probably
end.
figure it out pretty quickly.
Anyway,
Man,
what were
I
we
totally
talking?
threw
I
off
was
the
I was opening
conversation.
up to you guys about my emotions.
And he's like, let me hear it in Italian.
Yeah, no, like I'm like breaking down, crying to you guys right here, and then I was like, wait, just tell us that in Italian.
Yeah. So 2 hands, huh, Dean? You count the movies you cried on 2 hands?
I mean, I wouldn't be able to. I don't know if I'd be able to remember them all, but I just don't. I think something has happened to me in the last year or so because I've been crying at movies more. And it may sound like I've gone through a traumatic event or something like that, but I don't know specifically what it would have been, but
Dean's beans.
Beans.
I
do not like
I
that
feel like the
name.
main place where I cry is like movies. Like that's like the one place
Is it?
where I'm
No,
like,
no, that's the one place where I don't cry anywhere else other than movies. But that used to be like once a year type of thing for me. And like movies is the only thing. Do you cry at this
Wait.
movie, Harlan?
No, I didn't.
First, second time? Wow.
I'm a
heartless.
Yeah,
monster.
there you go. Liz, have you seen the X-Men movies?
No, I've not.
So you
I've
haven't
seen
seen
Deadpool. I don't
Logan?
think that counts as an X-Men movie though.
Sure it does.
Did you
Ish.
cry at Logan? Is that what you're going to tell us?
Yeah, I cried at Logan.
I didn't cry at
I
Logan.
really
I
want
cried-
to see Logan.
I cried
You
pretty
should.
hard at Logan.
I cried at Endgame. Funny enough, I
Okay.
say I don't cry at any movies, but I don't know what happened to me. But I cried at Guardians of the Galaxy 2 at the weekend. So
Oh, of course you did.
but
That's a
that
perfect.
was
I
like
mean,
I've
that's
seen
a
that
good
movie.
reason to cry.
I've seen that movie so many times, and it's just like. But then something about watching it for the 10th time instead of the 9th, and like yeah, I don't know what it was specifically.
So, this question is for all of you. This is total sidetrack. What movie have you cried the hardest at? My answer is Infinity War.
Interesting. Spider-Man dying.
Yeah.
Sorry. The
Dude,
thing is, when I say I cry at movies, this is the idea. It's like a few tears. Like I've never sobbed.
Infinity War made me sob.
I'm trying to think.
Okay,
Recently,
there was a Pixar movie that made me sob. I don't even remember which one it was.
Oh,
It was one of
Finding
the new
Nemo.
ones.
The
Finding
Good
Dory.
Dinosaur.
It was one of the ones with like the fairies.
Cars
I don't
2?
even.
Soul. Inside Out.
No.
Was it
Fairies?
Cars 2?
Okay. Oh, that movie made me cry a lot, but that's not what I'm talking about. Maybe it's
Wait,
not a
which
Pixar
Cars 2?
Was it Cars 2? She hasn't answered the question. It was Cars
movie.
2.
It's not Cars
confirmed.
2. I promise you, it's not Cars 2.
Oh,
What is it called? Oh, Onward? Is that the movie? That one made
Oh,
me cry.
yeah.
for some reason.
Oh,
I don't really remember what happens in that movie. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
I don't really either, if I'm being honest. But I just remember
Well, yeah,
crying
you
a
didn't
lot.
remember which movie it was. So.
Yeah, so
yeah. For Infinity War, I remember coming home and my mom being like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Spider-Man died."
The thing is, I remember about Infinity War is I watched that in the cinema 3 times, and the third time I went with some friends, and obviously by now I'd seen the movie twice already. I knew what was happening. It wasn't really gonna affect me emotionally, like outwardly at all. Like I wasn't gonna be sitting there crying or anything. And just the 2 people either side of me were both sobbing onto me, and I was like, "This is a fun situation." And the thing is, I could kind of sense it coming because because like when you sit next to someone in cinema, like a lot of the time, especially if you've seen it before, you can like sense their reactions on what they think about the movie just by like things they're doing and things like that. And the end of the movie was coming up, and I kind of knew what was going to happen, and I was like, "Oh no,
Oh no.
yeah." I cried at Endgame. I don't think I cried at Infinity War.
I
I
cried
cried so
harder.
hard when Vision died. That one is really
Thank
what
you.
got me.
Really?
No, I cried.
Yes.
When he died. Actually, that's a good point.
Nah, Vision. I knew he was gonna die.
Which
Didn't know
time?
Entire
Spider-Man was
like
gonna die.
dialogue about it though is like what got me.
Yeah, when he's Oh.
When he's like, it doesn't, it shouldn't
Yeah,
be you, but it is.
You can never hurt me. I only feel you.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
That's
sad.
good. Oh no. Actually, when I watched Infinity War in the cinema, I didn't cry. But since seeing that scene at home, it's got to me. Poor Vision.
All right, so should we give our ratings on Spotlight?
Yeah, I think we've done
All
a
right,
good
out of
job
10.
of just not getting too into this movie.
Well,
which was my
we've talked
fear.
about it in sections, and I think
I
if you
feel like
combine
I
it
feel like that's
together,
the essence of the movie though. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
like what I've told a couple people about this movie, like since watching it yesterday, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's about priests molesting kids," and they would be like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Well, it was obviously like difficult to watch, but it wasn't actually like
It
when
wasn't
I
very
say
graphic or anything.
when I
like,
when I say it like that, I
Right.
think people get a completely different like kind of perspective to what the movie actually is like."
right.
so out of 10, what would you guys give this film?
Liz, I'm gonna guess 6. Are you gonna say?
Out of 10. 5. No. I feel like I give this one a 10 out of 10. It's one of my few 10 out of 10s, but
I'm gonna have to go 10 out of 10 as well, to be honest. And yeah, I
see,
don't
like-
think I've only 10 out of 10 I've given on this podcast was the Truman Show. So this is
That is a
company.
great movie. So yes.
I don't have any reason not to give this movie a 10 out of 10, so I have to give it a 10 out of 10. But just like the I guess the hipster me wants to like give it a 9 out of 10 just to be different.
You're like,
but
9.5.
yeah, but it's honestly it's a 10 out of 10. There's nothing wrong or bad or something I think they should have done differently about the
I'm
movie.
changing my score to a 9.87.
Oh my god.
Do you see those people on TikTok who like when they review a movie, they'll be like, "I'm giving this movie
Yes.
3.182." I'm like, no
You're
offense
like, what
to those
does that
guys, but
mean?
I'm just like, that's random. What like 2 digits?
Maybe they
is
did some
random.
really like intense statistics. or
Yeah,
something.
maybe they could have
They're
had
like
like
measuring their
18
heart rate throughout the movie.
I feel like that would be a cool series.
That's what you should have done when you're watching the Marvel.
Oh
movie,
yeah.
just
I'll
on the
like
side of
I'll
the
take my
screen, it just
Apple
says
Watch.
BPM.
Oh, all right. Are we
Adios,
wrapping this
guys.
up?
Yeah, it's good.
No. Adios, everybody.
Liv, do you want to plug your things? Do you want to get people to go and follow you, or
Oh sure,
or you
I
can
guess.
just remain anonymous
Assuming
if you
they've
don't want?
listened this long,
Wow.
Except for William Dafoe, he's already following me.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have TikTok. We've been through this. He's like,
Okay, he has a secret account.
he's trying to
He just hasn't
email
told
you,
guys.
going, "Please send me your TikToks."
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so my TikTok is new to Marvel. I feel like it's new to Marvel on pretty much every single socials. You'll find me there. You'll probably see me talking about something.
This is off topic, and I know we're trying to wrap it up now. But do you think you're ever going to change your
I don't know. I get asked this a lot, and they're like, you should change it to not new to Marvel. I was like, I don't know. And like
I don't know.
ideally, like if I had to pick a TikTok name, like it would be something like Liz Talks Movies or something, so I could branch out.
I
but
want to
don't know,
change
I
my
kinda
name,
like
but I
it.
also realized that I can't. No.
Yeah, you're too late. Dean.
I'm
too
way too.
late.
I'm
It's-
too late.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm kind of like stuck with where I am.
Yeah.
So it
Like,
just,
I don't
it is
like-
what
like-
it is, and I like it. So
My account was called Dean's Beans before I started posting any videos, and it was kind of just like a thing I thought of literally in the moment when I was signing up for
Mhm.
TikTok, and I think I regret it.
No, yours is perfect.
it's perfect.
It just works because
You can never do
Dean's
anything
Beans and
wrong.
Fluffy Duffy, we both rhyme.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cute.
well, because mine was the same way too. I'm like, I need something that rhymes.
Yeah, that's
My
probably what
last
I did.
name.
And we've got matching profile pictures. We're goals, Harlan. You
Oh
and I.
yeah, oh yeah.
Aw.
I'm getting my profile
Cute.
picture redone soon with my new hair. People are
Nice.
raging at me on TikTok. to
I
change
kept
my
seeing
profile
that. I kept
photo.
seeing that. I was going to tell you this earlier on. Sorry, I'm distracting this now. But I very nearly commented first on one of your posts yesterday, and I just stopped myself. I'm not going to be that guy.
Oh,
Not
I know
gonna-
I'm gonna make sure I do that to you. I'm gonna follow your TikTok account like a hawk for the next like 12 hours to make sure I comment first.
I'm going to post a TikTok after I do this, and it's about the
Good.
Muppets.
I'll be
so-
watching,
yeah.
and I will comment first.
Anyway, sorry for keeping this going on. Sorry for prolonging the inevitable. I should have just stabbed the knife and twisted it. Thanks for listening, and I guess we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us, Liz.